and they hit Chris's hand and they bounce off and they come back towards me. Now, does that remind you in any way of what you just saw there?
Yeah, the spaces between the, well, I guess you can call them waves on here, are like, maybe there's spaces between waves over here, but, and that was causing the meter reading to go down and up, down and up.
That's right. Those are called standing waves, you see? And really what's happening is that the waves are coming this way and they're reflecting back and they're coming this way, and you have some standing waves in here. And this is what's telling you, you see? As you're going back and forth again in here, you see the meter going down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. You see? And it tells you that those waves are little tiny waves. Those are big waves over there, long waves. These are short waves. See how it goes? The things that you cannot see. Now watch this one. Watch how this one goes. See what I have right here?
Yeah.
A lot of little slits in there. It looks almost like a picket fence, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, now keep your eye on the meter here. I'm going to put that right in here like this. It goes way down, doesn't it?
Right.
Now watch what happens is I'm turning this, and it's getting horizontal. What happens? It goes up. What's happening? As it go back this way, it goes down.
Right. Maybe when it's like this, it's going through the metal. Oh, through the spaces between the metal. And this is picking up, or that's picking up. And when you turn it like that, it's passing through here.
Okay, let's take a look at it over here. Come out this way. Christopher, you want to hold this, please? Now, this represents a picket fence. Okay? A picket fence. And Patrick, I'm going to ask you to stand right here, please. I'm going to ask you to hold a picket fence up just like this. Can you hold it up kind of high? Put one hand there and one hand down here. Think you can hold it high? Christopher, give me the string, the rope, just one end of it. You hold the other end. You got it okay? Now hold it real still. Now, notice I'm going to send you some waves. Now hold your hand real still. I'm sending you waves from side to side. Watch what happens. Not much gets through. Only the verticals can get through.
Yeah.
You see? The verticals can get through that picket fence. Now, if you hold the picket fence horizontal like this, hold it like that, try it, then only these waves moving side to side will get through.
Right.
Okay?
So it's like...
What does that tell you?
It depends the way you have these tilted, because certain waves can pass through the spaces between the wood that's horizontal, and other waves can pass through the wood when it's like vertical.
All right, let's go back over here and talk about it. See? Look right here. See, these are horizontal?
Yeah.
Okay, and the waves are going through them. When it's vertical, the waves don't go through them very well. So what does that tell you?
That microwaves pass better through spaces between horizontal blocks?
Well, what it really tells you is that the microwaves from this particular transmitter are more in the horizontal direction. We call that polarized or polarization. See, they're polarized horizontally. So we can even tell that they're polarized horizontally. They're vibrating horizontally and not vibrating vertically.
Right.
See? We can tell a lot about these unseen things. All right, let's go in another direction now. We have a third thing to show you, and it's called radioactivity. Christopher, right here, look. This is called a Geiger counter, you see? And in here I have different little boxes, and each one has a different material. See that? And watch what happens when I bring it over here. Listen. You hear that? This is called a Geiger counter tube, and is able to detect something that you cannot see. You see? Feel this. You can't feel anything coming from this, can you?
No.
Nothing at all? You see? However, if you bring it there, you can tell that something is coming from it. Right, let's try another one over here, like this one. Watch. Nothing much is coming from that, but there certainly is a lot coming from this, whatever it is. And whatever it is, it's going right through this little plastic box, and it's going through the air, and it's going into that tube called a Geiger counter tube, and it's picking it up. Now, this is called radioactivity. It's spelled radioactivity. Radioactivity. It's all one word. Now, you see, you hear the clicking right now a little bit, don't you? That's called background count. In other words, there's a little bit of radioactivity all around. You know, in the dust in the air, or maybe, you know, in the table itself. This comes from the earth in some way, and there's little atoms in the earth that are radioactive. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. All right, something like this. Now, one of the things we could do would be this. We could place this here and try this. Watch. Does it decrease any? Somewhat. Yeah. Doesn't it? Okay, let's try a piece of cardboard right here. Look. Goes right through the cardboard. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think would happen with lead? Here's a piece of lead, the same thickness as the aluminum in the cardboard.
I think it'll go through.
Right. Let's try.
So much for that guess.
Not very well, huh?
No.
Okay. It looks like the heavier materials will absorb radioactivity. Right. You know, the little particles that come from radioactivity much better. Mm-hmm. You see? There's a lot of different kind of tests that we can perform on this, you see? Mm-hmm. Now, radioactivity can be very dangerous. You know, this is really the danger of fallout, you know, like, you know, in case of a bomb explosion or something, and also around a nuclear power plant. This has to be watched and controlled. Radioactive waste, you see? And some of these radioactive materials, they will be around for a long time. In other words, we say they have a long half-life, you know, maybe 5,000 years, 20,000 years. Some will have a short half-life, you see, and they just kind of run down and weaken in a short amount of time. So the intelligent question to ask is, what is the half-life of radioactive waste? How long will it be hanging around before it gets weaker and weaker? See how that goes? Mm-hmm. So the idea, though, is if you want to, okay, if you want to protect yourself from radioactivity, what you have to do is to use something that's very heavy or something that's very thick. You understand? Mm-hmm. All right? You see? In other words, like a fallout shelter, they would either use like lead on the top or maybe a lot of earth or dirt, you see?
Could you use a lot of cardboard and would it stop it?
Yes. Okay, you want to try it? Let's take this piece of cardboard. There's plenty of cardboard now. Watch. Watch right in here. See? In other words, if you have something that's very lightweight, but you use a great thickness of it, it will absorb it quite well. You see, it works. It works that way. All right? Otherwise, you can use something thin like lead, and it brings it down. All right? Well, it appears that our time is about ended. During this show, we investigated 3 phenomena in nature: X-rays, radio waves, and radioactivity, that illustrate things that exist but which cannot be sensed by our bodies without the use of instruments. The question arises as to whether or not there might be other entities in nature that exist, yet cannot be sensed by our bodies. Almost certainly they are, perhaps many more than we even begin to realize. And it's a lot of fun to speculate on what might they be. So long for now, and join us again soon.